All right, good afternoon. It's October 27th, 2023, and it's literally been almost a year since I've been able to take the Jeep out. The farm that we bought has kept me plenty busy, and we scheduled this trip probably about 3 months ago, got it on the calendar, and I tell you, when you put something on the calendar and stick to your calendar, it works. So if you're not getting out enough, then I suggest that's what you do. All right, so we're about to head out, trying to finish up some last minute work for my wife, and then we're gonna start heading down towards Dalton, Georgia. That's where we're gonna jump off the freeway and start heading towards the trails. It's about a 3-hour, maybe 2.5-hour drive down there, depending on traffic. And then we'll get up into the forest. We're probably gonna camp pretty early tonight, get dinner going. We're having some filet mignons for dinner with a cognac cream sauce, and I'm gonna be making that, and we'll get some footage of that, and then hopefully we can get up early tomorrow and just start hitting the trails and see where it takes us. Okay. All right, so we just hit dirt. Very exciting because it really feels like the adventure is about to begin. So here we go. Do you guys want to air down?
The area.
Read instructions carefully.
Camp and reservation only.
I don't,
You want to see what it says?
well, I don't think there's anything here, so let's drive through and see. Yeah, that's pretty full. All right, so we are here. We found some campsites in the overflow, and there's nobody here, and it's first come, first serve. I don't know if you can see any of this. There's a picnic table, there's a tent pad, there's a fire ring, a lantern hookup. So this is like a perfect little campground.
Do you want to check the other one? You feel good?
I think we're good. So you're gonna set up here?
Right.
All right. And what's over here? Can't tell. You know what, Brad? Brad.
Brad. Did you hear me? What are you thinking?
Well, he could put his tent there,
Yeah.
and then here's a great place for the fire ring,
Yeah.
and it's away from their tent.
That's nice, right?
We could get us all of us here.
Oh, this
Yeah.
one, yeah, this would be good.
This is a good one.
So we'll just
Yeah, Dan, why don't you pull straight in right there?
let me go forwards,
Yeah,
backwards.
whichever way you want to go. Maybe backwards.
Yeah, I can back.
And then I'm going to pull my Jeep in,
back
and
in between those two rocks, right?
yeah, just right next to Brad.
Oh, right next to them?
Yeah, just
Where
park
you
right
gonna?
next.
Where you guys gonna park?
I'm going to back right in front of both of you, and,
Oh, okay.
and then put
Alright.
my tent there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. So good news. We found one site that has everything that we need, and I think we can all fit there. And since it's overflow, I don't think we're restricted on how many cars can be at the site, but we should double check that and make sure. We're getting everything set up. Let me turn you around. So Dan and Deanna are sleeping in here. Now, is that cut to fit out in the Jeep?
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh yeah. That's gonna be nice. You got the push slide.
Yeah.
And then this is Brad. And I got some cush too. And then we got a nice fire going. And then I have been working hard over here, getting the steaks going. Everybody wants to eat. It's about 10:20 at night, so we're probably about 2 hours behind when I thought we would be here, but it is what it is. So here is our finished product. We got a Southwest corn salad, I guess.
Yep.
We have our steaks. All right, how is it, everybody?
Amazing. Thank you.
We're on this side.
That's a beauty.
That's fire.
She's a beauty, Clark.
All right, so we have farm fresh eggs from our farm. We got coffee going again over there. We have fresh bacon from Gina's parents' farm. So that's going. Dan's making his coffee. And we got some bread, so maybe we'll make some toast. That's our breakfast. But this is a long ways from the campground to reserve
Isn't
a
it?
spot.
I know.
What are they
I
thinking?
know. Oh, but there is a little barcode.
Wow, that's gorgeous, huh?
I was trying to put the same thing, right?
All right, so we found a really good picnic spot on the side of the road. We're gonna air our tires back up, drive over to Helen, Georgia. So let me show you this.
Spotty, I think. Yes. All right, they're walking through now, so we're going to try to get some screenshots. And then we can do whatever we want.
I'm gonna walk over this way.
He's right.
All right, so it's Saturday night, about 9 o'clock, and we left Helen, Georgia, and we were able to come across like 3 or 4 in a row, just really great campsites, but we hadn't been driving but like a few minutes, and we wanted to drive some more. And then we kind of got tired of driving, and then all the campsites we came across were full. So we're at a spot where a couple different roads converge, and we looked over and there was a spot with a fire ring, and we turned around and we're able to just pull right here. It's at the beginning of a trailhead, so who knows if people will be coming by early in the morning, but it'll definitely suffice for the night.
Not at the moment.
Yeah, so the plan is tonight we're just gonna, we already ate in Helen, so we're going to build a fire, set up Brad's tent, set up our porta potty, and then just hang out by the fire until we get tired. So it should be a good night. Weather's beautiful. It's probably, I think, gonna be in maybe the low 60s tonight. So no wind, no rain, and almost a full moon. So it's just really quite something. I'll check in with you in a little bit. All right, so everybody has their own coffee ways. Here's Brad.
Here's the spot ready to go.
It's quick.
Instant Starbucks.
Ah, we got a little bit of Starbucks coffee in there. Just pour in the hot water from the jet boil. Away we go. So here we got jalapeno and cheese bratwurst, which this is actually from wild boar that Brad hunted in Texas. We just ran into 2 through hikers on the Appalachian Trail who were probably, one had to be in his 70s, the other one at least 65, and they said about half a mile up there's the prettiest view they've seen all week. So we're thinking after breakfast we'll hike up there and check it out. Alright, so we have fresh apples and
One of the
oatmeal.
hikers lost the toe, like not lost the toenail, and
Here we are, parked right on it. Hikers coming down us.
Finished product.
yes, please. I probably should have said that out.
It's got bread on it. It's out here on the side.
We saw.
Alright, so we are, I don't know if you can see right over there is the Appalachian Trail, and we've seen 5 hikers this morning. So we were told that if we walk up this hill about half a mile, there's a really beautiful spot. So we're going to go up and check that out and hike the Appalachian Trail, at least part of it anyway. So at least we can say we've been on the trail. And let's see what it looks like. Kind of a little opening where all the cars conglomerate on this with the Georgia Traverse Trail. So people are coming through here. All right, so this is the trail. Got my coffee. Didn't bring anything else.
So,
Appalachian
here's
Trail.
the funny part. So I was telling Gina, we're looking at this morning. And I was like, see if you can, because I have some glasses on. Readers, see if you can see where the Appalachian Trail is and how close we are to it.
We're standing on it.
That's awesome.
The map does not say.
It says it's about 2 feet to your left.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is, it's a mind game. You got to have it in your head
Right.
that you're going to do this. And if that's not it, you're going to be defeated right away. It's like when we would run the marathons.
Yeah.
I mean, you start getting into those higher miles. You're thinking left foot, left foot, left foot, right foot, left, right. You just boil it down. Yeah, so we've gone about 1/8 of a mile, and this trail is no joke. It's just straight up. Heart's beating rapidly. Let me see what my heart rate is. 142. All right, let's slow down. Were we supposed to bring backpacks?
Good morning.
How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Tree Mountain, 4,400 feet. Appalachian Trail, about 60 miles from the southern end of the Appalachian Trail.
Here's our friends hanging out on the Appalachian Trail. Alright, this is the other mountain view. Don't know if we can see anything.
One last view up here. There is a lake over here.
All right, so we're looking at Dan's Jeep here. What can you tell us, Dan?
Well, it's a 2020 Rubicon that I ran stock for 2.5 years,
Okay.
and it was great. But what I learned is I could use just a little more clearance.
Okay.
So put a 2.5-inch lift on there. It's a Dynastar lift using Fox shocks. It's actually a little softer than the factory Rubicon.
So you like the
So
shocks? a
the
little
shocks
bit
are
smoother?
great, yeah.
Okay.
And then put on some 35-inch
35.
tires on the Method wheels.
Now, are these bead locked or they just look like it?
They look like bead lock.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but these are. I got the AT tires because I wanted some snow drivability.
Sure.
But this particular one, the Toyo, has a very aggressive tread, so it kind of works well in the mud,
Yeah,
which
looks
we need
good.
in Tennessee.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, pretty much
All
the
right.
only mods I've made.
You
I
have
bought
the
some
roof
racks,
rack.
yeah, to be able to put a rocket box up there. More for cross-country trips, but on this first overland
Have you
trip.
thought
This-
about putting the step things on here so you can get up to your box better?
I thought about getting the indoor step.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I forgot to hit buy on Amazon. So
All right.
yeah, so it's sitting in my cart at Amazon.
Okay. And then you got your little trasharoo type bag.
Yeah.
And then how did you sleep last night? You guys?
Yeah, so inside we got a mattress that fills in. It's kind of a T mattress. You put all your seats down, and the top part goes all the way door to door. The back comes all the way to the edge of the tailgate, and you plug it into your DC cigarette lighter
Nice.
and pump it all up.
Pretty comfortable, huh?
Yeah, it was really comfortable.
Very cool. Now, have you done any engine mods at all?
No engine mods.
Everything's the same?
Yeah, everything's
And
pretty
this is
stock.
the Pinstar? Is it
This is a 3.6.
3.6?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's essentially the same motor that's in mine
Yeah.
without the bugs.
And I have to say, I know a lot of Jeep owners have had, little issues with the Jeep. This one, been really fortunate. Nothing's gone.
Now, is
really
this your
wrong.
first Jeep?
It's my first Jeep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. Yeah, it's a good looking Jeep. I love the color.
Yeah. The
This
color's
one-
called Sting Gray.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it just has such a nicer stance. Now, the bumper is actually aftermarket. What did you do here?
It is. Yeah. I really, the bumper, I wanted to put a winch on it, and so
Yep.
the factory plastic bumper, obviously you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I got a bumper that I thought would be aggressive enough for what I would do.
Yeah, and you got some clearance too.
So I got a little bit of clearance on
Yep.
it. Yep. And then bought a winch and put that together. And then just for this trip, I tried this light bar,
Yeah.
which I would say has been really good at cutting through dust. So the factory lights are actually good for driving.
Was that me leaving all that dust?
a lot of people leaving me in the dust? Yes.
Yeah, it's very dusty. You can see how dirty our Jeeps are just from the dust on this road. There's been no rain in like 6 weeks here, so very cool. Now, did you put in the lift kit yourself, or did you have someone do that?
I did. Myself and a friend from church.
Yeah.
We installed it on a Saturday.
Yep, yep.
Everything went really well, right up to the point that we went to go put the two last bolts in, and they sent us the
Oh,
coarse
no.
threaded bolts and the fine threaded nuts.
Oh, no.
And so we couldn't do that. So I had
Oh,
to
no.
kind of improvise a little bit, and then eventually we sorted it out.
They
But
sent you the right ones.
for the most part, it's pretty easy overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we obviously aired down on this trip. Did that seem to make a difference?
It does. It
Yeah.
does.
Especially 35. That's like floating on clouds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was really nice, and you really notice the difference when you go from dirt to pavement. You do feel like you're just floating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you, just thank you, Dan. Just a big difference. We're on just fire roads, but just airing down to 20 pounds in our tires was like 100% difference in the ride. So I highly recommend doing that, and then having some type of air compressor to air your tires back up when you get to the pavement. So, all right. So next we're going to go over and talk to Brad, but he's still packing up for the moment. All right, we're going to interview you in a minute.
Well, I could talk about why I do this, because
Why do you do this, Brad?
I do this because I don't have a pop-up camper on the top of my Jeep. And in the summertime, I like to keep the doors and the top off, so I can't really put one of those on the top of my Jeep.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I
we get a
do
lot of-
miss having the top off in the summertime, or in the spring and fall mainly, because that's the beautiful time of year around
It
here.
is.
So what? Tell me about your Jeep. What are you sporting here?
Well, it's covered with a bunch of coffee cups and Kleenexes right now. But this is a 04 TJ Wrangler Sport. It had never been off-road till a few years ago, and you influenced me to change it up a little bit. And at that point, we went through the suspension, new shock springs.
Now, did you put a lift kit on here?
2-inch lift,
2-inch lift. Okay.
shock springs, about everything that is suspension has been replaced in it. Just went through the motor and pumps and that kind of thing, and then put bumpers on it,
Yep.
tow hooks, and a winch. And one thing I can say about these versus Rubicons is they don't have lockers, so you may need to use this. And I did one time, and grateful that we have it.
Yep. For sure.
Yeah.
Just have some basic LED lights on it, but they really make a difference for lighting up the trails. And
Now, you've told me that this is a very reliable Jeep too,
yeah,
right?
it's been really good.
Yeah, no
It's
troubles with
20 years old in a couple months.
20 years old. Wow. Still out here hitting the trails. It's amazing. Yeah. And what do you like about a two-door Jeep?
I just like the size. And there's only 2 of us traveling in it most of the time, so we get everything in the back seat. We leave the seat in just in case someone does have a breakdown. We can get people in it and
Yep.
put the gear in somebody else's vehicle. Yeah, it's easy to maneuver and find parking spots for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, out here it's not a problem, but
yeah. Good looking, well taken care of. And then, all right, and the new rear bumper.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Take 2. We were told by some of the hikers that 100 yards down this way is another beautiful scenery area. So it's flatter. So we're making our way that way. But what I'm learning is 100 yards to a through hiker is more like 300 or 400 yards for us. So, but we're almost there. Okay, here we go. Let me turn you around. It is pretty. Wow, look at that.
Stunning.
Those don't look real.
That's what she said, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those are fake trees.
I put a little
It's
background
like
for you.
it's like the Truman Show.
And it looks like the paintings of who?
Bob Ross.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's beautiful, isn't it?
it is
We put a little
beautiful.
tree right here, maybe 10 million more over here, and
That's so weird looking. Why does it look that way?
it's
Exactly.
Is it dead trees in between?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of dead trees.
Well, not maybe dead trees, but trees
leaves
have
are
already
falling
lost
off.
all
They've lost their leaves.
There's-
All right, so we drove probably a good hour to this apple orchard in LJ, and we were gonna pick apples, and then we pulled in about 4:15, and the apple picking stops at 4 on Sundays, and we had no idea. So now we're just gonna walk up to the store and just buy some apples and call it good. But yeah, I think in the future it looks like a really fun place.
There's the Euclid, which is not that far away.
Oh, I want donuts. Oh, that's nice. All right, so I'm eating an apple cider donut. We parted ways after the apple picking, and filling up the last tank of gas and trying to get back to Nashville. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.